Hi, I'm Victoria Belue, and welcome to my YouTube channel. You came here in this moment to choose a pile of cards. Your intuition told you to do this, and you paid attention to it. I'm really glad you did. Congratulations, because this is exactly where you need to be. So choose a stack of cards. Is it Vesta, my warrior priestess who brings intuition into any situation? She's also my main character in my Tarot Legacies Urban Fantasy series. So is it Vesta you're choosing today? Or is it this beautiful fossil that was once a seashell millions of years ago and represents growth? So we have intuition, growth, and then we have power in this obelisk made of granite, which absolutely feels wonderful. The energy coming off of this is amazing. So choose your stack of cards. What does your intuition say? Take a deep breath and go with your first choice. So let's take a look at the very first stack of cards with Vesta. And let's see what you need to know right now. The first card I'm going to pull is your overview, and this represents your energy from a broad standpoint at this moment. This is like an energy check for you, and this is where you are right now. So let's see where that is. Well, how wonderful for you, because you have the Four of Discs. This is power. This represents power in the Thoth deck, which is what I'm reading today. This is showing foundation, that you have your feet, your spirit, your mind firmly placed in a foundational situation right now. You're feeling good about where you are. This is a very nice card to begin with, because this is saying you're feeling like your feet are on the ground, that you understand what's going on, and that there's really nothing that's making you feel off balance at this point. But the second card I'm going to pull is your challenge energy. And of course, this is something that you need to focus on right now. It could be something big or small. If it's something small, then this would be nagging energy, something that very possibly could be with you since childhood that really just is pulling at you. You needing to deal with it. It could be a belief. It could be any sort of behavior that just is not quite right. You know it's not quite right. Or it could be something big. This challenge could be something big that you automatically recognize as something that you're facing right now. You will know. So let's pull the card and see what it is. So it's the Ace of Cups. This is a wonderful card. It has a couple of different meanings to it. This can mean something that is bringing prosperity to you. Now, of course, cups means water. It also means emotion. And this card is the beginning of that. Aces always represent the starting point of something. But this is your challenge right now. And so recognize what this is challenging. The beginning of something to you emotionally, or dealing with some form of prosperity. So let's look at it, where we have first this energy of the Four of Discs, power, where right now, overview, you are feeling like everything is pretty firmly set in your life. Everything is working, and you have your feet on the ground, understanding where you are. But here comes your challenge energy of the Ace of Cups, which is saying, well, no, there's something emotionally that you need to deal with here, something that you need to face. Is this something that you recognize right away? If not, think about it, because there is something. Now, of course, discs work with the material, physical world. It's, the earth element. And so we're looking at you feeling good in that kind of conscious, everyday, physical way, interacting. But emotionally, there is something challenging you. And it looks like it could be the beginning of something that is you're either not understanding whether you need to embrace it, or you're just afraid to embrace it. It's something, though. Think about what this is, because this is really big. This first card, your overview card, Four of Discs, is saying you're feeling pretty good superficially, right, consciously, but deep down emotionally there's something that's challenging you. And that's why we have this third card here, which is your course of action called for. This is the energy that you can use to address this challenge, and you should use it. So let's take a look and see what this is. I'm not surprised to see this. It's the Prince of Cups. Prince of Cups is all about loving and being beloved. So this is pretty clear what this message is saying to us here. And that is, even though you're feeling pretty good and stable in your conscious waking world, emotionally there's something that needs to be addressed. And it looks like it's the opportunity for you to have some sort of a relationship beginning. And this is saying your course of action called for, Prince of Cups, is saying that you need to embrace this. You need to bring to this, to your challenge energy, the Ace of Cups, you need to bring a loving attitude. Now, this is quite possibly relating to someone in your life, another person in your life, or your desire to have someone in your life, but your fear that perhaps you are not ready, or that it's not going to work out because of your past experiences. All of this figures into what this energy is telling us right now. So I want you to really look at it and pay attention to what I'm saying to you, because this is your opportunity right now. You came for this reading and chose this deck, and it's saying it's time for you to embrace. Learn how to embrace and open up to this new energy that is here waiting for you. And it's all saying it's time for you to love and to let yourself be loved. Okay? This can also represent within yourself, an alignment within yourself. I never discount that, because while this frequently speaks of relationships with another person, can also represent a relationship within yourself, because that is really the most important relationship. That's a foundational relationship that allows you then to love others. Once you are in alignment and feeling good, that allows you to then attract that energy of someone loving you that you deserve in your life, to bring in that good, loving energy. So again, you're feeling really good right now from an external standpoint. Things are happening for you. It probably means a good job, or your life feels like it's on a solid footing. But emotionally, down beneath that conscious surface is work that needs to be done. Now, as far as dreams go, I would expect that you are dreaming, having dreams about a spouse or a former partner or someone in your life that you were close to at some point that you're having difficulty with, that you're having an argument with, or that you're not able to connect with some way in your dream, with you either desiring to have that connection or just having this friction. This would mean that your dream would be you, that would be your point of view, and you interacting with someone that you know, someone that you have loved at some point in your life, or maybe still love. So that dream energy, that dream symbolism is saying that, yes, you need to connect. This is your subconscious saying that you need to embrace this Ace of Cups energy that we see here, embrace the Prince of Cups energy that is present here, and allow this to come into your life. You know, this Four of Discs energy, it's pretty head ruled, right? Because it's material, focused. So consider this, because this is how you open up your life. This is how you make it much more rich and happy. Now, for stack 2, let's take a look at what is underneath our beautiful fossil. The first card I'm going to pull is your overview energy. Now, this is energy from a broad standpoint. Think of it as the balcony view of you right now in this moment. So let's take a look and see what it is. You have the Ace of Discs. This is one of the most auspicious cards in the Thoth deck. This speaks of the beginning of something new and wonderful in your life. Now, discs, of course, represents material things. It represents earth. This is, but it's much more than that. This energy brings together the potential for you to not only make money, but to feel happy in your life in ways other than just what are money related. Ooh, and look how nice it goes on my Chartre Labyrinth here as we match these up. So, Ace of Discs, wow. Energetically right now, you are at the precipice. You are right at the beginning of feeling great, of having something wonderful happening in your life. Congratulations. This is fabulous for you. But of course, we always have challenges. No matter what's going on, we can always look at our lives and understand that we have challenges. And that's what the second card is. We're going to take a look at that and see what energetically is challenging you right now in this moment. So it's the Knight of Wands. This is very dynamic energy. You could be in a place where you are needing to move, either change jobs, change residences, make a choice that is going to take you dynamically forward. And this actually makes a lot of sense with this Ace of Discs card coming up. This is saying that while you are in this marvelous place with the beginnings of something that is very auspicious, that's materially, financially, externally related, as well as potentially emotionally related. Despite having all of this fabulous energy present, you are challenged by this forward dynamic motion. So this feels like you have a decision to make. Are you needing to make a decision? Have you been offered a new job or a promotion where a move is present, has been offered, and you're not sure about whether you should take the promotion and make the move? There's something that is causing you to hesitate with forward motion here. That is clearly your challenge. So that's why we have the third card, the course of action called for, where we look at how to address your challenge energy to help you work through it. So let's take a look. Well, okay, and this makes sense too. Here is the Prince of Discs. Now this energy represents structure. The Prince of Discs is the archetype of his own life. Excuse me. Prince of Discs represents someone who structures their life in a very logical way. And just like the Ace of Discs here, which is talking about your external life, your life that you live consciously, that's what the Prince of Discs is also speaking of here. And he is saying, with this being your course of action called for, you need to structure your life. That in order to meet this Knight of Wands energy, which is very dynamic, and moving forward, no matter what, either chaotically or with conscious purpose by you, this is saying structure it. The way that you deal with this challenge is to think through how you want this to go. And I realize you're concerned about this, you have trepidation about this, and I see that clearly here in the cards. And what the Prince is saying is think it through. Think through all the steps. Think through exactly how you want your life structured, how you can achieve that structure, how this change, this dynamic change that the Knight of Wands is bringing, how you can work with it instead of against it, right? Because this is energy that's happening right now that's challenging you. So you have to shift that dynamic and allow yourself not to be consumed by it, but rather you consume it. So that's what the Prince of Discs is all about. dream-wise, I would expect that you are dreaming about walls, walls in a house, walls in a building. But this is clearly an image that would be a wall that you're facing, that there is something on the other side that is either threatening to you or that perhaps you want. I would expect you to be dreaming about walls, and it be in a situation that you are not completely comfortable with, because walls always represent barriers to us. That is the symbol of walls when we have them in dreams. And for this to have the Knight of Wands as your challenge card, which speaks of such dynamic forward motion, you are being thwarted in moving through this wall, getting to the other side. If you follow the advice of the Prince of Discs and make your life more structured and get on top of this dynamic energy and not let it be a challenge to you, those walls will disappear. Suddenly a door will appear in your dreams. I'm not joking either. And it will shift. That whole dynamic will shift so that you're no longer confronted with with literally coming up against a brick wall. That is exactly how we work with our dreams. Once we understand the symbols, how we can take them and use them in our waking conscious life to change the energy. It removes the dream. Our subconscious knows that we've handled this, and so that is no longer something that we'll be dreaming about. And I really hope this helped you, because you have something wonderful going in your life right now, but you must address this one challenge. All right, let's take a look at stack number 3 with the obelisk. This beautiful purple quartz obelisk. The first card that we're going to look at is your overview. And this is your energy from a broad standpoint right now. Let's take a look and see what it is. You know, it's the 7 of Discs. This is called failure in the Thoth deck. And I know this energy is not welcome for you right now, because this means that you have this feeling of failing at something. And I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry, but I'm also glad that you're here, because let's work through this energy. It's either failure that you're experiencing or the fear of failure. So I want to be clear about that. It may not actually be the fact that you are in the midst of something that feels like failure. And certainly with discs, this represents earth energy. It's an earth element. And so this could be something that you're dealing with in terms of your work, in terms of where you live, or it could be the fear of that. You could be afraid of losing your job. You could be afraid of some sort of shift in your living situation. So that's your energy right now. But let's take a look at your challenge. Let's see how to work with this, all right? Because everything that is in this realm, we can look at this as an opportunity, and certainly a challenge is an opportunity. So let's take a look. It's the Princess of Cups. So we're getting some clarity here. The Princess of Cups is all about following your heart's desire. That is your challenge, though. So we're getting some clarity here. This is saying that you are in the place that you are feeling failure, or you're afraid that you're going to fail with something in your life that's very tangible in your life that deals with an emotional aspect of following your heart's desire. So this could be in terms of a relationship that you have with someone. It could be regarding a job that you really want, or a place that you really want to live. This is energy also. You know, discs can represent money. So the Princess of Cups in this situation could also represent how you're wanting to spend your money, but that you're afraid to do so. Maybe invest your money, but you're afraid to do so. You know what it is. And if you don't know, think about it, because it will come to you what this is. So your challenge energy, Princess of Cups. And let's see what the third card, which is the course of action, called for, what it's saying you need to do to address this energy. So it's the Hermit. The Hermit energy, of course, is all about introspection. It's all about taking a step back to look and reevaluate where you are before you move forward. That's what your course of action called for is here. And so if we look at all of these aspects of being in a place where you feel like you have failed or you're afraid you're going to fail, and of course failure brings up all of these emotions of anger, of the fear of going literally insane, right? This is very intense energy, and so I'm sorry that you're feeling this, but I'm really glad you're here so that we can work through this. So you're dealing with this energy, but it's because you're not embracing what your heart is telling you to do. Princess of Cups is all about following her heart's desire and being focused on that. And the way to do that in order to clear up this failure energy is to take a pause. Go inside of yourself. Allow yourself that time to think about where you are, where you want to be. And again, look at any sort of challenge, any sort of thought of fear of failure or being in a place of failure as an opportunity, right? Because when you're at that place, you can look at it as there's no other direction to go except up, right? Except to begin again and take that first step. And that first step can result in you beginning a brand new path, something that really resonates with you, that's true in your heart, which is what the Princess of Cups energy is saying here to you, to follow your heart. And so spend some time today after this reading and think about where you are emotionally. Think about how you can use where you are, what you're feeling right now as an opportunity to reset, restart, to begin again. And again, this could be something major in your life, or it could be something small. Sometimes it's the small things that have been nagging at us for years and years, maybe since childhood. Maybe that's what this energy is talking about. You will know what it is, though. So as far as dreaming goes, I would bet that you are dreaming about fields, that you are out in a field, right? Because that's where things can grow and blossom and bear fruit, right? Well, the fields you're dreaming about are not that way. This would be fields, you would be dreaming about fields which are maybe in a drought, maybe have been covered in water, because of course water means conscious life experiences, and so maybe this field feels like it's drowning in conscious life experience, which is what you would be dealing with this fear of failure or this actual situation of failure. So you are probably dreaming about being out in a broad expanse of a field, and that just is your subconscious mind telling you that you need to go back in and reevaluate, reset where you are. Use this Hermit energy and tune in to what your intuition is telling you need to do. Your intuition will always guide you correctly. Never doubt that. Always trust it. And I really hope that you take this advice, because things will improve for you right away. It will be like flipping a switch when you change your state of mind from that fear, from that anger, into something positive. Then you're working with energy that is beneficial and that isn't corrupting. So please consider that. It will help. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'm always happy to hear from you. You can subscribe to my free newsletter at victoriabelue.com. And you can also subscribe to my incredible magazine, astrologicmagazine.com, where we have so much information about tarot and dream interpretation, as well as astrology and all of these amazing subjects like sound healing, past life regression. There's really an enormous amount of metaphysical topics that we deal with there, all with the intention of helping you live at your highest potential. So subscribe to my channel so you can get alerts every time we have a reading, because you came here to understand exactly where you are today, and I'm really glad that you did. And I am about to begin a series on practical metaphysics, using metaphysics in our everyday life so that we can engage in living at our highest potential. Thanks so much.